Direct from the Six, world-renowned, Canada's largest city, with Canada's biggest thinkers, visionaries, and hustlers. This is Startup Talk, featuring the founders, funders, innovators, and community leaders who've led Canada's startup ecosystem right here in Toronto. You'll hear the challenges, the failures, the successes. Toronto's Startup Podcast gives you the full story direct from the entrepreneurs and influencers who've made a difference. Now, the host of Startup Talk, the founder of TorontoStarts, the Startup Coach.
I deal with a lot of early stage startups, and this is going to affect the question whether someone's trying to get their chess skill gaming web app, get users for it. What are the most cost-effective marketing channels for startups? Mark?
Do you want me to give you I'll give you the answer. And this is something we talked about before we started in terms of the VC landscape and what VCs are giving money to. Best marketing channel, a great product that's either that's a painkiller that solves a problem. If you haven't got a great product that people want to buy and they're willing to pay for, then marketing is really, really hard. And it doesn't really matter what channel that you want. So I would say, whether you're developing a chess app or an AI application for manufacturers, it's got to be something people really, really need and they're willing to pay for it. That's the best marketing you can do.
Trevor? Sorry, Trevor just joined it. Daniel?
The ghost of Trevor. I was going to say, I agree with Mark, but when it comes to, obviously depends if you're B2B or B2C. In this case, if it's chess or this app, it sounds like it could be B2C. If you can get people on your email list, I'm going to have to say that email marketing typically has a higher ROI for every dollar spent. It's one of the most effective or most cost-effective marketing channels, but getting people on that list is the initial challenge. And one way to do that is, of course, through content marketing. There are some stats I was reading about earlier that still today, like blogs generate 3 times more leads than certain other traditional marketing avenues, but cost 62% less. So again, both of those things require time and energy and content efforts, but definitely can be most cost effective for startups on smaller budgets.
Naima?
Yeah, for me, I think I've always been a big proponent of Facebook, whether you're B2B or B2C. Previously, a lot of people believed that it was, for B2C, but most startups that I've worked with, including so many startups that were either direct to consumer or direct to business, they all have been benefiting from using Instagram and Facebook, just because majority of Canadians are on these channels, especially in their leisure time. And that's when you want to get them. Because a lot of times the automatic response to this typical this kind of question is LinkedIn or, obviously doing other avenue of marketing. But from my experience working directly with Canadian startups, I find that B2B, like whether you're B2B or B2C, with all the new features that are out there, including communities, groups, and of course, you have with Instagram lots of new features. They make it very easy for us to, find our target audience and connect with them on those platforms in their leisure time, which is what we want to get them at, which is when you want to get them.
And with that, I'd like to do some final words. And final words over to you, Mark. And where can people find you, contact you, reach out for you to find out more?
LinkedIn for sure. Write a lot of content on LinkedIn. I guess that's going to drive my SEO if Niama's words are on the ball. Just look for Mark Evans or Mark Evans Fractional CMO. And my website is marketingspark.co.
And do you have any events coming up that you want to talk about?
I should be doing better marketing myself.
Okay.
But,
I just didn't want to forget anything.
No, that's it. That's it for now.
Naima?
That's funny, Mark. By you being present here, that's marketing enough.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Craig, for that. You're my event coordinator.
I also find that when I first popped in here, I saw that Mark had his name, but also his company name on the bottom. So I really liked that. So I went back and did that. So he knows what he's doing there. For me, I would say my last words would be just thank you for having me here, Craig. Craig mentioned his events. I honestly love startup events, and I would say that you can find me at the next one that's happening this Thursday. So if you come there, I'll be there. And of course, you can search up my name, Social Sherpa, on YouTube. And if you feel so kind, or if you just want to learn more about social selling, you'll see a playlist there that teaches you every single step of social selling. So if that's something that you want to use for bootstrap marketing, it's there. So again, YouTube, Social Sherpa.
Yeah, stop playing on social and start selling. Trevor?
Oh, well, I'm glad that I actually was able to finally get through to this. I got to figure out what's going on with my computer, but I'm really happy that we were able to do this. I have a sales strategy workshop coming up next week with you, Craig, actually.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for doing that. And you can find me at marketinggeniushq.ca. That's pretty much about it for me. I mean, the one takeaway that I have for everybody who's listening, figure out who it is you want to talk to, because once you figure that out, then you can figure out the best messaging that's going to work for them.
Fantastic. And Danielle?
Important one for sure. I will add to that, if you're speaking to everyone, you're resonating with no one. So that's important. I have a series of workshops coming up that are more so for social purpose businesses and organizations. So I have a few coming up basically every Monday. So you can check that out. My page is called The Good Growth Company. We have a free series online, different topics. And like I said, content that actually speaks to your audience, but then has a purpose. Don't just put out content for the sake of it. Think of the intention behind all of your content as a startup, but try to invest in your own personal brand, because thought leadership, you can't ignore it. A lot of people don't like to put themselves out there, but if you're a founder, invest in your own content, not just your startup's content. So that's where I'll leave you all tonight. Thank you for having us, Craig.
That's great advice. When we did the investor session last week, we had Graham Barlow on, and he suggested that when you start building your personal brand first, market everything as your personal brand, because if you sell or leave the company, you still have that personal brand rather than having to start from scratch again. So great advice, Daniel. All right, TorontoStarts.com for everything else that we do. StartupDrinksTO.com for startup investor drinks. All those links will be wherever you're watching this, in the show notes or in the podcast. And links to everyone here's LinkedIn, and whatever links they're going to send me tonight or tomorrow morning, I will include in all the show notes. What I'm going to do, thank you everyone for attending. I'm going to break this up into several sessions for the podcast. And a few different videos, as well as one big long video that'll go on our YouTube channel, and I'll send everyone the links for that. Thank you everyone for attending.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for watching. This has been great, and we'll talk to you all soon.
This has been Startup Talk, Toronto's startup podcast. For more exclusive content, the episode vault, and to be part of Toronto Starts community, visit TorontoStarts.com. Get your name on the newsletter mailing list and check out our upcoming events. For more episodes, subscribe now. And please recognize the time and work behind the scenes put into connecting you with the biggest visionaries, entrepreneurs, and innovators in Toronto by leaving a 5-star review. Join us for more next episode from Toronto's most active entrepreneur and startup community on Startup Talk.